Hey guys, Bird Yu-Gi-Oh here. So hope you all are having a good week. Today I'm going to be doing my zombie deck. This is still a part of my top 10 budget decks for this format. I still have my updated Mermail deck to do and my updated dinosaur deck. And then I also have some other really fun decks that I'm looking forward to. Gookie, my updated really awesome version of that. Cosmo, Megalith, just all kinds of cool stuff coming up. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss that. Let's get right into this one. Starting off with basically the boss monster. Pretty easy to get out. That's why we only play 2 of him. We do have easy ways of getting access to him. But basically, Doom King is an amazing card. You can get him to the field. So during the standby phase, if there's a card in the field zone and this card's in the graveyard, you can just special summon this in defense position. And then once per chain, when a zombie monster activates its effect, you can either negate that effect or banish one monster from the field or graveyard. 2 really good effects. Again, they're once per chain, so you can use both of those effects. You can just use only once each for each of those 2 really good effects. And then with Zombie World that you hopefully have on the field, all your opponent's monsters will be zombie as well. So you're obviously going to be negating their monster effects, hopefully. So really, really good card. And then since we need Zombie World, this card, Necro World Banshee, is really, really good. It not only protects Zombie World from being destroyed or targeted, it also, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard, and then you can just activate a Zombie World from your hand or deck. So really easy access to it, and again, if it's on the field with Zombie World there, it's protection for it as well. And then one of the easiest ways of getting to our Doom King is with Glow Up Bloom. It's also a level 1 tuner, which is really nice for going into synchros, obviously. But yeah, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish it from your graveyard, and then just simply add a level 5 or higher zombie monster from your deck to your hand. If Zombie World is already on the field, you can special summon that monster instead of just adding it to your hand. You can't special summon it for the rest of the turn except for zombie, but that's usually just fine because you're obviously getting access to your Doom King, which is really nice. So yeah, just really good card all around. One of the cards you want to open with is Shiranui Solitaire. Simple, easy way of basically getting to like your Glow Up Bloom or your Unizombie, because you're just going to tribute a zombie monster. You can tribute himself, and then special summon a zombie tuner with 0 defense from your deck. Really nice starter, like I said. Either going for Glow Up Bloom or Unizombie, which you could potentially play this at 2. I like it at 3, just because it is such a good card. Basically, you can target a face-up monster on the field, usually himself, discard a card, and then increase his level by 1, so he becomes a level 4 tuner. Or you can leave him at a level 3. But the main reason we like him is because you can send a zombie-type monster from your deck to the graveyard. So basically, any card you want to the graveyard, send it there. Really good. And we also are playing 3 Jacko Bolin. I honestly think this is my favorite artwork of all the zombies. Let me know what you guys think, but I really like the artwork on this guy. But it's a good card to have in your hand. That's why we played at 3. Basically, you're just going to discard a zombie, so getting any of them to the grave is usually a good thing, and then special summon him from your hand. So you're getting a free zombie on board. And then during your opponent's main phase, you can target a zombie monster in either player's graveyard and special summon it. And so with Zombie World, it changes all the monsters on the field and in the graveyard to zombie, so you'll be able to special summon basically any monster in your opponent's graveyard if you have Zombie World. So this is a cool card to have. I really like to see it, just again for a zombie card, just free summon. And then a decent card to obviously get to the grave is Mizuki. because simply you just banish this card from your graveyard, target a zombie, and special summon it. Not once per turn, so if you have 2 of them in your grave, you'll be able to special summon 2 zombies from your grave. Just a really good card. The only bad thing, or I guess kind of bad thing, is he's Earth. He's not, dark, but that doesn't really matter too much. There's a lot of different attributes anyway: fire, Earth, dark, all kinds. So it doesn't really come up too much. Play 2 Gozuki. Now, if you wanted to, you could just play 2 Unizombie and then go for 3 Gozuki. But I've opted to go 3 and 2. But basically, during your main phase, you can send a zombie from your deck to the graveyard. And then if he's sent to the graveyard, you can banish another zombie from your graveyard and then special summon a zombie from your hand. So, decent card. Again, just being able to send a zombie from your deck to the graveyard is really good. And then the last zombie we play in the main deck is actually Vampire Fraulein. She is really good for basically the battle phase. When a monster declares an attack, you can special summon this from your hand in defense position. And then once per battle, if your zombie monster battles, you can pay life points in multiples of 100 up to 3,000. So you can pay like 3,000 life points, and then you can have that monster gain 3,000 attack and defense if you choose to pay that much. And then at the end of the battle phase, if this card destroyed any monster by battle, you can special summon them from the graveyards to your field. So pretty much if you are in a battle phase and you can raise her attack and destroy a monster, you can just special summon that to your field for free, which is pretty cool. And then we are also playing a small little Phantom Knight engine. That's all you need with Rusty Bardich. Play the 1 Silent Boots and the 1 Ancient Cloak. It's too good not to play in a deck like this. It just gives you some negates, free negates. And then the last, we're just playing 3 hand traps, and obviously I went with the zombie. This card is kind of expensive. Definitely play whatever you have. Like Effect Veiler is always a really good standby. But Ghost Ogres are nice. And DD Crow is always good. But yeah, if you have them, it's always nice to have a zombie. But that is it for the monsters that we're playing. And then the spells. Obviously, we are playing Zombie World. It is an amazing card. All monsters on the field and the graveyards become zombie. And then another one here, neither player contributes summon except for zombie monsters. So obviously if you happen to be playing against Monarch, that's killer to them. But otherwise, just changing everything to zombie is really, really nice. And you'll see why. One of the cards is actually right here. 3 Super Polymerization. It allows you to fusion summon using monsters from either side of the field. So with Zombie World, and honestly, any of these are super poly targets, but you can make a Drago Necro very easily with 2 of your opponent's monsters because they're going to be zombie type. But yeah, in a deck like this, super poly is a powerhouse card. 1 Called by the Grave for defense and offense. If you're trying to send a card to the graveyard, you don't want to get ashed there, so Called by the Grave is going to help you there. Monster Reborn, that should seem pretty obvious as well. It's cool too, if you have Zombie World, again, you can just special summon a zombie monster from your opponent's graveyard to your field to just get a free zombie. And then Foolish Burial, again, that should seem very self-explanatory. We want stuff in the grave, so getting them to the grave is what we're looking for in the card like that. And then Traps, this is a little more, I guess, of a control deck, but Rivalry of Warlords is absolutely amazing with Zombie World because each player can only control 1 type of monster. So if your opponent's playing anything but zombie type, they're not going to be able to, summon it. Basically, if they have another another monster on board, it'll be a zombie type because of Zombie World. They won't be able to summon anything else because of Rivalry. So it's a really good lock in a deck like this. And we're also playing 2 Shiranui style Swallows Slash. it is a really, really good card. We're not really using its second effect because we only play 3 Shiranui monsters, but basically you tribute 1 zombie type monster and then target 2 cards on the field and destroy them. And then you can also banish a Shiranui monster from your deck. But yeah, just tributing a monster and targeting 2 cards on the field and destroying them is ridiculous. And then obviously we're playing that Phantom Knights engine, so you get these. If you can get to Rusty Bardich, you can basically get to 2 monster negates, which is really nice, easy to do. That's the main deck. For the extra, playing 1 Vampire Sucker. It just requires 2 zombie monsters, and you can target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it to your opponent's field and defense position, and it becomes a zombie. And then if a zombie monster is special summoned from either graveyard, you'll be able to draw a card. So it's just a really good card in general. 2 downward pointing arrows. And we play a barricade board blocker. 2 reasons for this. One, that it's dark, so it allows us to get to Rusty Bardich easier. And it also is going to protect our field spell, Zombie World. And then same thing with Underclock Taker. You can obviously use it to OTK, especially with a lot of your battle phase cards that you have. But again, it's just an easy access to a link to Dark, so that we could get to our Rusty Bardich. It's not the card you have to get to, because obviously you have a lot of win conditions with a deck like this. Super Polymerization, Rivalry, Zombie World, all those are win conditions against some decks, but just getting 2 free negates is too good. And we play the Nightmare package, Cerberus, Phoenix, Unicorn, destroying a monster spell and just shuffling a card into the deck is really nice. And they also have the bonus of discarding a card, which for a deck like Zombies, that's usually a good thing. And then my linked 4 that I'm playing is Unchained Abomination. It got a reprint, so it's a really nice cheap card. It's just a good card in general. Like it a lot. And then for our Super Polymerization targets, we of course got the Drago Necro, our zombie type fusion monster. Predaplant Dragostapelia just requires a fusion and a dark. So that basically means your opponent's Red Eyes Dragoon and your opponent's Borreload Savage are gone with just this 1 card, just having a Super Poly. And then Starving Venom, just any 2 dark monsters. Our Synchros, we again have a really nice zombie, Red Eyes Zombie Necro. He's a level 7. Really nice because he gains 100 attack and defense for each zombie monster on the field and in the graveyards. So you could potentially have quite a bit, obviously, because if you have Zombie World, this card could get up to pretty high when you're considering your opponent's graveyard and your fields are all zombie. And then when another zombie type monster is destroyed by battle, you can special summon 1 zombie from either graveyard to your field. So just a great card in general. And then our level 8 for going first, Omega. Nothing beats just flat out getting rid of a card in your opponent's hand so they can't use it. And then a Draco Berserker of the Tenyi is really nice as well. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can banish it. And then if this card destroys an effect monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, it'll gain attack equal to the destroyed monster's attack, and then it'll be able to attack again. So, cool card. And then the last one we play is just an Abyss Dweller. It's about the only rank 4 I feel I need to go in, especially in this format. But yeah, that's the deck, guys. Really fun control version that works very well, especially with these power cards like Super Poly and Rivalry. You're just going to stun your opponent most games. And if you can get that Doom King out, you're sitting real good. So yeah, make sure you guys subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.